Getting into our first stream today. It's going to be a hectic day today for baseball and for Houston fans. Tonight, the Houston Astros and the Tampa Bay Rays will be playing Game 7 of their ALCS after the Houston Astros, after being down 3-0, have won 3 straight and have made history as of last night by winning 3 in a row to basically become the only team besides the Boston Red Sox in 2004 to come back and force a Game 7 after being down 3-0 in a series. Hi. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be my last MLB preview stream. I don't know if this is going to be my last MLB video of the year. Tonight, Game 7 of the ALCS at 7:30. The Houston Astros will match up against the Tampa Bay Rays in Game 7 of the ALCS with Lance McCullers starting for the Houston Astros and Charlie Morton starting for the Tampa Bay Rays. It's a close series. Wasn't a lot of hope for me after the Houston Astros got down 3-0 because, I mean, let's be real here. There's not a lot of hope in a person when you're down 3-0, but the Houston Astros have come back to tie up this series with 2 games in a row where they won 4-3 last night in Game 6, winning 7-4. Yesterday was a very hectic game. It seemed back and forth at first, but then as the game rolled along, it became clear who was in the driver's seat, and that was the Houston Astros. But tonight, the Astros can do what only one team in MLB history has done. Hasn't been done in 16 years. And that it was in 2004 when the Boston Red Sox were down 3-0 against the New York Yankees and came back to win that series to move on to the World Series, and they would go on to win the World Series. How big would this be for the Astros? Well, if they were to win tonight, some could argue that this could be maybe the greatest ALCS of all time. Some could argue this would be the greatest comeback in history. Or the Tampa Bay Rays can come away and say, okay, we lost 3 in a row, but we're not losing 4 in a row, and they can win their first ALCS, get their first AL pennant in 12 years. I think the series should have been over already. I've said that before. The Astros they've outplayed Tampa this series, and the first 3 games they just came up empty-handed. But the last 3, they have really played well. They knew that they were on the verge of getting eliminated, and it all comes down to tonight. The pressure is on both teams now. The pressure in the last 3 games was on the Houston Astros. Now there's a lot of pressure on the Rays. But I think the big question that everyone is asking right now is, what is everyone going to think if the Tampa Bay Rays win tonight despite losing the last 3 games? Well, I think we can all make the prediction that the Tampa Bay Rays will celebrate their ALCS win. But if you're the Tampa Bay Rays, you can't be too psyched about winning in 7 after being up 3-0. Uh, it's it's the second greatest comeback in history. Unless the Astros do win tonight, then it's tied for the first greatest. You can't really top. You can't really become the greatest because once you've won 4 in a row after being down 3-0, you're just up there with the Red Sox and possibly the Astros now tonight. I'm proud. I'm proud of my Houston Astros. They came up big in this series, and I'm just really happy that they forced Game 7. They got to within 1 game of the World Series, and even though we lost a series that I don't think we should have lost, it's gonna be disappointing. I think we can move on from this and say, you know what, we had a great run, and we're gonna be back next year. So if the Astros don't pull out the series tonight, it's gonna be tough, but it will be satisfying to know how far we made it and how great of a comeback what great of a comeback the Astros made in this series. I mean, Carlos Correa, Kyle Tucker, Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, George Springer. These are the guys who led us to this point. And I think the reason that we kind of are still in this series, quite honestly, if I'm being honest with myself, is that Alex Bregman and Yuli Gurriel have just killed us. They've killed us in intense situations. Last night, bases loaded, no outs, 3 walks in a row. Maldonado, Springer, Altuve. Brantley strikes out. Correa, can't remember what Correa did. I think Correa went down on strikes too. And then Bregman struck out. I can't remember. But Alex Bregman is the biggest surprise to me in these playoffs, that he just cannot come through at all for the Houston Astros. And if he doesn't tonight, it's going to be very tough to win this game. Charlie Morton is a former Astro. He was on the mound in the final inning of the World Series in 2017, and he got he basically got the save, if you would call it a save, even though we won that game 5-1. Got the save in that game. So he's always going to have a very special place in Houston's heart. He's going to have a special place in my heart. Charlie Morton, he moved on from the Astros, but tonight we can either lose to him or we can beat him and go back to the World Series for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. It's intense. And I've been worried that the Astros, our season's over. But the last 3 games, they've really impressed me. But we're going to see. Will the Tampa Bay Rays win their 2nd AL pennant tonight? Or will the Houston Astros win their, 4th AL pennant? Or no, 3rd AL pennant, but it's their 4th all-time pennant. It's going to be tough. Starting lineups tonight, if y'all do want to know, I think they just got released. George Springer starting at center. Jose Altuve at second. Michael Brantley DHing tonight. Carlos Correa at shortstop. Alex Bregman, third baseman. Kyle Tucker, left field. Yuli Gurriel, first base. And Josh Reddick, right field. And then Martin Maldonado at catcher. That's what I expected the lineup was going to be tonight. But I'm not satisfied with the fact that we are starting Josh Reddick. I think we should have done what we did last night and started Aledmys Diaz, because he's been he's been definitely better than Reddick. Now, Reddick has had a few hits, but Aledmys Diaz is just better in intense situations. And if the Astros lose tonight, It's going to be tough. Like I keep, it's like I'm repeating myself as much as humanly possible, but it's going to be tough for Houston to come back down 3-0 and still lose the series. But we had a good run. I'm happy that, the Astros made this kind of run at the World Series. And, I can't see anyone talking smack about the Astros. You can't talk smack about the Astros right now. They're one win away from going to their third World Series in 4 years. 3 out of these 4 years, they have been at least one win away from the World Series all 4 years. Well, not all 4 years, 3 out of the 4. 2018, we lost 4-1 to the Red Sox. But all 3 years, other than that, we've either made it to the World Series or if we don't win tonight, we were within 1 game. I'm nervous. Houston's nervous. Tampa Bay's nervous. The Tampa Bay Rays have a very talented pitching staff, but there's something going on with it. It's being used too much. That's the problem. The Tampa Bay Rays are choosing to use their bullpen too much, and that is why that's quite honestly why I think the Astros have a really big chance to win tonight. It's gonna be really tough off Morton, but I mean Snell did not pitch well last night. We only scored 2 runs off him, but he needed to get that loss because he just did not have it. He didn't have it both of his starts this game, and Charlie Morton honestly didn't even have it in game 2 either. He didn't seem like he had it. So we need to. I think keys to this game for the Astros tonight, you got to light up Morton, at least get maybe 4 runs off Charlie Morton. You got to get their bullpen out there early so that they tire out their bullpen. And then you got to shut down their bats. You can't let the bottom of their order sting you. Can't. Now, Lance McCullers had a very good game in game 2. Allowed, how many runs did he allow in that game? He allowed 1 earned run. He gave up a home run to Manuel. He actually gave up a 3-run homer. He gave up 2 home runs, but only 1 of those earned, and that was because of an error by Jose Altuve. But that game, the Astros offense just couldn't come around. But tonight, the Astros offense can say, we're here. We're this close. We've made it. We've made it as far. We've made it as far as one team, and they're still ahead of us. We're in second place right now all time. If we win tonight, we're tied for first all time. Greatest comeback. But if you lose tonight, you got nothing to be ashamed of. 1 win away from the World Series, and you put up a great postseason run. So we can't be, if you're a Houston fan, can't be too beat up about this loss. But if you're a Tampa fan and you win tonight, you're going to be excited. Yeah, we're in the World Series. Yeah, but you can't be happy with the fact that you were up. Your team, your baseball team, who had the best record in the American League this year, was up 3-0 on the defending AL champs, and now it's tied, and we're going into Game 7. You can't be too happy with that result. The Dodgers-Braves game starts in about 15 minutes. Max Fried, is that how you pronounce it? Fried against Walker Buehler. Dodgers winning last night 7-3. Dodgers are on the verge of elimination. They need to win tonight to force a Game 7. If the Braves are to win tonight, they will move on to their, what is it? Let's see. The Braves win tonight. They will move on to their first. First NL pennant. Doesn't say their pennants on here. Probably since late '90s, because the Rays or the Braves actually went to the World Series a lot in the '90s, and they didn't win it. They only won it once. Didn't win it much. Hold on. So if the Braves win tonight, they will have won their first NL pennant in 21 years. Their last NL pennant being in 1999, and I believe they lost that World Series. They've actually gotten to the World Series 17 times, and they've only won it, 3 times. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to, if the Astros do move on, the Braves are a tough team this season. They've put up a great fight against the Dodgers. Dodgers came into this series way too cocky. They thought, oh, we're the better team, so we're automatically going to win it. And they got down in a 3-1 hole pretty quick. I'm hoping the Braves can pull out this series. I don't want the Dodgers to make it close. Let's go Braves, and let's go Astros. I'm ready. Game 7 of the ALCS. Charlie Morton, Lance McCullers. Who will win? Will the Astros become the first team in MLB history since the 2004 Red Sox, and who were featured in a movie, Fever Pitch, if any of y'all have ever seen that movie, they can become the first team since that 2004 Red Sox team to come back and win a series and win an ALCS after being down 3-0. Let's see how it goes. I'm hyped. Go Astros. Go everybody. That's going to end the stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the stream, please subscribe. Once again, Astros-Rays Game 7 tonight. Series tied 3-3. Charlie Morton for the Rays. Lance McCullers for the Astros. Who will win? I don't know. I think it's going to be close. I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to say the Astros are going to win. I'm not going to say the Rays are going to win. We'll see how it goes. Once again, that's going to end the stream. Like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. What are your predictions for tonight? Will the Astros win their second AL pennant in a row, or will the Tampa Bay Rays advance to their first World Series in 12 years? So once again, like, subscribe, comment. I will see you later, Astros fans, Houston fans, sports fans, everybody. Go Astros!